and welcome to this week's episode of Unconditional Self-Love with myself, Tilly Reid. I hope you are well and have had a fabulous week. I've had an interesting week. I finally had my hospital appointment to remove the polyp from my womb, and it was not pleasant, I have to say. It hurt a lot. You know, I was sort of sold this like, oh, you can go into general anaesthetic, but most women just do it with gas and air. I thought, well, if that's what most women do, but boy, did it hurt. And I would like to know, out of those most women that did it that way, would they have changed their mind if they knew how painful it was going to be? Because it bloody hurt. And if anybody's going through this or is about to go through this, like, yeah, I think I would have rather just been put out. But even not having the option of local anaesthetic or sedation, I was just like shocked, really. I was like, how? I mean, I'm shocked and not shocked. Do you know, it's women's health. I mean, there's lots of sort of horror stories we hear about it, you know, and the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm like, that's really bad. That's actually really bad to just be basically pulling something out of a woman's womb without anything, with gas and air. But honestly, that wasn't even touching the sides, to be honest. I think I was taking it in, but it didn't feel like it was doing anything. Maybe I wasn't doing it right. I don't know, but it didn't feel like it was doing anything for me. But anyway, little life update there for you. That was my week, my traumatic week of going to the hospital. And yeah, I hope you had a better week than that. But today I want to talk about exercise. I spoke about food last week and I thought, well, why don't I cover the other main thing that we always hear about, you know, the main things is always food, exercise. I think you can add sleep into that and probably community. You know, those are the ones we should be ticking and doing well at to live a healthy life. So I thought I'd cover exercise because, you know, this again is something that, you know, we're always told we should be doing. You should be doing this and you should be doing that. And there is so much information out there that it is vast. And, you know, and you get told you should be doing this or you should be doing that. And it's all like extremely overwhelming. And I'm just going to take it back and I'm just going to explain a little bit about my experience of exercise and what I do and what I'm going to do as well. Sorry, I'm a little bit sniffy today. I think I've got a cold, which is always fun, isn't it? So might be little bit sniffy. So exercise was never something that I think when you're young, you obviously don't go, I'm going to go to an exercise class. You just run around, you know, and I was very lucky to have been born on an army base. So I had a lot of freedom. I think I was out all the time. I remember just running around. I just remember being outside. Literally, we had a huge garden. I remember my dad built a tire swing. He's like put it on one of the trees so we could play with that. And I always remember the kids being around my garden and we would play and get on our bikes and like bike up and down the street. Like it was very safe, you know, and I remember being outside a lot. So I was just running around a lot. And that was the time, I think I was 5 years old and I decided I wanted to start ballet. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe there was a friend doing it. I actually don't remember the reasons why, but apparently my mum said, I came to her and I went, I want to start dance lessons. And my mum was like, okay, cool. So she started taking me to ballet lessons. So I was doing that. And I think, I always encourage people, if they've got kids, to do something like that, because it has seen me through. And I know a lot of children start it and maybe don't continue it, but yeah, for me, that was the beginning of me sort of kind of dancing for the rest of my life, and really enjoying it. But I'll go back to dancing pretty much. I moved when I was 10, so I came to a new place, sort of found a new dance class. Obviously, when you go to school, you do PE, but I hated PE. I really didn't like it. I just didn't enjoy, when you're around us, I just didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy the running. I think the only one I did enjoy was when we played football. And I know that is actually quite, shocking, considering I was at school in the 90s. We were allowed to play football in our school. So I did actually really enjoy that. And I did enjoy a little bit of netball, but mainly not into it. We did have a swimming pool at our school, so we did do some swimming, but I hated doing swimming because it's always that thing where you go swimming and it's afterwards and you've got to get changed and then you're wet and you're trying to get, your other clothes on and you're a bit damp and you just, and then you smell of chlorine for the rest of the day and it's just like, ugh. So not a fan, I have to say, but that was sort of my experience. I used to cycle. I remember having a bike. I used to cycle to my dance classes. So I was a fairly active teenager, I would say. And I didn't need to do anything else. I think that was enough. But as I sort of started getting a bit older and into my 20s, I stopped doing dance classes. And I didn't do a lot in my 20s, to be honest. I don't enjoy gyms a lot of the time, so I wasn't going to a gym at that point. Wasn't doing anything else. I went back to college to study performing arts, so I did do dancing there. Mainly dancing throughout my life. And then when I got a little bit older, I did join a gym. But I still don't like that. I think I like going with other people. I don't know about anybody else, but when it's just me going on my own, I'm like, oh God, I just don't know. I feel this kind of I don't know what it is. You just feel like everyone's watching you, or is that just me? You just like, oh, everyone's watching me. Am I doing this right? Am I I just don't enjoy it. But I have been, and I see their value. If that's something you enjoy, then yeah, crack on. But for me, not a massive fan. But I think I used to like the one that I used to go to because we used to go to the gym and then go to the steam room or sauna afterwards. So I think it was mainly about that, to be honest. They also had a little jacuzzi next to it as well. So it was lovely. I loved that bit. And you come out feeling all fresh and clean. Loved it. So that was sort of my younger years. That was the sort of basis of movement in my life, was sort of based mainly around dancing, the odd sort of gym session. But yeah, mainly that. And as I sort of got older, I did do dance at uni. So I started doing contemporary dance, and that was a very different style of dance that I've ever been used to. But I wasn't doing anything else. I was maybe going out dancing, as you do, having a little dance on the dance floor. I always love a good dance on the dance floor, but not doing anything else. And as I sort of got older, I've sort of gone in and out of it. And I don't know if everyone else is the same. You do it for so long, and then suddenly you're like, oh, yeah, I haven't done that thing for ages. Oh, I need to get back into that. And then you're like, why did I even stop? It's just one of those things that life just has this weird way of just I don't know, maybe things just, I get busy or something and then I just forget. I don't know what it is, but I am in a place now where I'm wanting to do more, but also less. See, for me, I like efficiency. I love, 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 love efficiency. I'm like, okay, what's the easiest way I can do this? What is the most efficient way I can do this? And that's how I feel about exercise too, because I think we can overcomplicate things sometimes and be like, oh, well, I have to go to this session and do this many hours and do all these other things and sessions. And if you love that, then great, go for it. Because I really do think that enjoying it is important. Because if you don't enjoy it, if you're absolutely miserable doing whatever you're doing, then what's the point? Find something you enjoy and do that. But yeah, so I have, looked at different ways of training. If I'm in somewhere where there's an escalator and stairs, I'll go up the stairs. I choose that. I choose to go on a walk on my lunch. Sometimes I live in a city where there's a fairly steep hill outside my work, and I'll just go and wander up there on my lunch break. And I'm trying to just implement these small changes just into my daily life. Sometimes I've done things when I'm cooking. You just stood there in the kitchen and you're waiting for the pasta to boil. I do some squats, or I just use the sort of kitchen side as a push up. I do push ups on the side. It's so simple. It's just literally 5 minutes, and you can almost overlook it because you feel like, oh, well, it's just 5 minutes. What's that going to do? No, I need to do an hour. You don't. You actually don't. Those small pockets of movement every day add up. They literally add up. And I much prefer to do that because I think sometimes doing a longer session for me, especially as I've noticed in my 40s now, it stresses my body. It puts a lot of stress on my body and it absolutely exhausts me. And I come away feeling worse and like I need longer to recover because I've done a big hour long, class or something. And I don't want that. I don't want to feel like I'm, spending more time recovering. I like doing these smaller little intervals. So that's what I've sort of been trying to implement. I'm also trying to implement strength training because, yes, ladies, in our 40s, our estrogen is dropping. So we need to look after and maintain that muscle and bone mass. And the only way to do this is strength training. That is it. Just strength training. So I get my dumbbells out. And I do some weights. I need to do a little bit more of that. I've been a bit lax of that, but it is so important for us ladies to be doing that. So get yourself some dumbbells. If you like going to the gym, get yourself in the weights section. And just, there is a wealth, if you're doing it at home, as I do a lot, there's so many videos on YouTube, so many videos. And you can put specifically, this for over 40, these exercises for over 40, which is what I've started doing. And actually, I think that's helped because it's a lot more focused on, your body, because your body does change as you get older. As much as we like to be like, I'm still in my 20s, it's fine. You're not. I'm not. I know I'm not. I know that my body has changed. I know that my exercise needs have changed. I can no longer go for as long as I did in a class, but I can do some strength training. And I find that these little short, I don't want to say classes, short sessions work so much better for me. So I would probably there's a really good 5-minute arms that I do where I get my weights and do arms, and then I go, right, I'm going to do 5 minutes of legs. Great, I'll do some squats and some legs. And then I might I'll do a little 10-minute hit And, you know, before you know it, that's 20 minutes and you've done a decent workout. You don't need to do the full hour. I come away feeling good. I feel like I've done something, but I don't feel like I've stressed my body and that I need long to recover. And I think that is the main takeaway I want you to take away from this. You know, just those little small things that you could just tag on to your everyday life on little short sessions. And this is the way I sort of trick my mind into doing exercise, because for me, if somebody says, you're going to do an hour-long session, I go, oh, God, really? 1 hour? Oh, I don't want to do an hour. But if I go, I'm just going to do 5 minutes of arms. Okay, 5 minutes, that's it. Pick up my weights, do some arms. And I guarantee you, 9 times out of 10, I've then gone on to do legs or HIIT or dancing or something else. Guarantee you. And then I'll do 5 minutes of that and then I'll go, oh, well, I've done that. I'll do another one. So it has this kind of like knock-on effect. It's just the starting, you know. I know a lot of people say, you know, it's the getting started bit, it's the going to the gym bit. You know, once you're there, you do the thing and you're fine. It's just the getting there. So it's my little trick. But also, I love to call stuff secret exercise. You know, all that stuff that you think, oh, this is an exercise, but it actually is. You know, all that stuff that you do that, you know, you just don't think about. Like I say, walking everywhere. Maybe having sex. That's pretty secret too. It's not secret, but you know what I mean. It's, you know, it's exercise. Well, it depends how you're having it, obviously, but, you know, that is exercise too. And I've also started I love to dance, as you know. I love to dance, and it is so good for you. And I would advocate everyone to be doing some sort of dancing, because I think you got all the health benefits, the cardio, the heart health, you got the flexibility, the balance. You've got all them. You're ticking all those boxes that you would in other classes. But you've also got the added connection of when you're learning new steps. That's really, really good for your brain. It's amazing for the brain, and because you're moving to music as well, it's really good for your memory. It sharpens your focus, and it just makes you feel great. It really, really makes you feel great. Like dancing, for me, it must release all the happy hormones, because I feel great. And I've started, as I've got older, doing different styles of dancing. So there's this thing in the UK called Day Fever. It is amazing. And it is just basically from 3 o'clock in the afternoon to 8 o'clock. I can't remember whether I've spoken about this before, but yeah, 3 o'clock till 8 o'clock. And it's just like live DJs. I danced a lot. And I had the best time. And I was home early and I was just like, this is the best thing ever. Like, that to me is my joy. Like, just dancing to, it sort of started with 80s, it kind of went a bit dancey, went a bit poppy. Oh my gosh, I was in dance heaven. Love that. I also enjoy, I call it ecstatic dance, I don't know whether anybody's heard of that. There's a few places, there's a woman in Lincoln that does it, where it's kind of like a silent disco, but she's basically curated this hour-long playlist. And you usually do it in a lovely site, maybe on a beach, maybe in a wood. And you basically put on the headphones and you can go off and you can just dance to yourself, dance with people, and you just do what you want. And I've done this at a small festival that was a fairly local festival. And we didn't have headphones on, but everyone was just like dancing to this just amazing, just vibey music, and it brings you up and then it brings you back down, and it is just honestly heaven. I adore it. So I am so here for the dancing. I've actually heard about this new thing called coffee raves. I don't know whether any of you have heard about this. I've seen some videos of people basically
coffee shops just opening up in the morning. Oh, obviously they're open in the morning, but like serving coffee, and then they have a live DJ there and people are dancing. And I'm like, yes, please. I want to go to one of them. I don't know whether there's one where I live, but if there's one where you live, just, go. That honestly seems like the best thing ever. Just having a little rave in the morning, like with your coffee. Like that would put me in such a good mood. Like I would have done some exercise. It would get my endorphins going. I would be flipping happy as Larry for the rest of the day. So I feel like that's going to be something that's going to start to come in. I feel like there's going to be somewhere locally. So I'm going to keep my eye out for that. But yeah, that's sort of where I'm at. Sort of starting to implement different things, not only sort of the strength training, but, I do need to do more of the yoga, Pilates, balance mainly. That's really important as we're getting older. Making sure, we don't want to fall, making sure all our muscles are kind of, switched on and working. And then you've got, you have got the HIIT, the high intensity workouts, which I enjoy doing, but I like doing in short little outbursts. I like a 5-10 minute HIIT. Like that's me. I love it. Get your heart rate up. That's all you need to do. If you can go for longer, then great. But for me, I like it short and sweet. But you could also, like I say, do the lower range cardio, walking, cycling, swimming, anything like that. But yeah, I mean, there is so much out there. And this is my experience. Dancing is obviously my main one, but there are so many things. There's lots of different sports clubs now. There's, obviously swimming, if you like that. I know a lot of people go wild swimming now. There's a lot of places popping up. Do that safely, please. But yeah, it's just getting out to the great outdoors. Last week, me and my friend went to the Peak District and we did some walking, and some of that was quite intense because it's up a hill, and obviously got beautiful scenery and up a hill, and yeah, so just get out there. Just find what you enjoy. That's the main thing. Find what you enjoy, and if you don't enjoy it, try something else. Just literally try something else, because if you enjoy it, it makes such a difference. It for me, like dancing doesn't feel like exercise, even though I know it is. I know it is on one level, but I am having so much fun doing it that I'm like, this is great. So find something you enjoy. That's your task for this week. Or maybe you've already found something you enjoy and just carry on doing that. So yeah, I'm going to leave you with that. Have an excellent week, and I will be back next week with another episode. Hello and welcome to my 3 joys of the week. Number 1, we have friends that are there for you. I don't know whether anyone has that friend that they're just amazing and they're just there for you. This week, as I mentioned earlier in the podcast, I went to have a polyp removed from my womb, which was not a pleasant experience. But my gorgeous friend drove over from where she lived. She lives over an hour away. She came to see me. She took me there. She waited in the waiting room, drove me home. We went and ordered food and sat there with me while we watched a film. I mean, those are the kind of friends you need. That is a very special friend, and I'm so grateful for her. The next one is water. Yeah, this is a simple one, but we often overlook it. At the moment we are in the UK, I think a lot of places are having a hose pipe ban. We're not allowed to use the hose pipes, but that doesn't mean that people are still not using other things. But water is so precious. It's literally so precious to us, and we need to value it more. And the third one is the smell of rain. That smell of rain. Do you know what I mean? On the grass. Like either before or after. Usually after, when it's that really nice smell. It's just one of them really nice smells in nature that you're just like, oh,
I don't know what it is. I don't know what the smell is. And I would say it's smell of rain, but I think it's like other things that sort of mixed in there. Love it. But anyway, those are my 3 joys of the week. What are your 3 joys of the week? See you next week.